Hey buddy, it is I, Dimple Wizard, and today we're going to be talking about the recent Nintendo Direct. Now, at the time of me making this little live stream here, it has just ended, and I wanted to give my thoughts on it right away. All in all, it was a fine Nintendo Direct. I'm very excited about Pikmin. I'm very excited about the other few surprise things that I saw. But the vast majority of it was kinda meh, and we'll get into why. So let's see. Alright. So let's just start with the very first thing that's going on. And that would be the Pokemon update. So the difficult thing about this is I'm not playing this Pokemon game right now. I wonder if this DLC will patch some of the issues that face Pokemon Scarlet. But you know, we can always hope. It looks cute, but I don't know. I'm kind of hesitant to dip my toes into paid DLC for a game I've kind of heard a very mixed bag of reviews on. But that's not all with Pokemon. The side-scrolling Sonic Superstars. This looks pretty cool. I like the different players you can play as. You can play as Amy with a hammer, Knuckles can climb walls, Tails can float a little bit, and of course, Sonic is super fast. And the cool part about this game is that there's 4-player co-op, so it kind of feels like a little bit of a nostalgic take back to when, you know, you were a young kid and you were playing Super Mario Bros. Wii with all your friends or your siblings, you know. So I feel like Sonic's going in a pretty cool direction with that. So that's cool. And that'll be available in fall 2023. Now we do have a new Persona 5 game, and that's pretty cool. It has a very adorable style. They literally just took Tears of the Kingdom's fuse ability, and they were like, this will be the game. No, not really, but it does seem like everybody at Nintendo's kind of going in a bit of a cool direction with open world exploration, or including more couch multiplayer kind of things, or just expanding on the mechanics. So it's good to see that the Persona series is thriving. There was this very interesting looking game where the main draw of it was that it looks like a cartoon. And I think that's very sweet. Like the Saturday morning cartoon aesthetic. I just wish that I haven't been on VR chat enough to know that this is just kind of, I don't know. I don't feel like the style jives too well. It kind of feels like they went for the style, but they didn't really put their hearts into it fully. Like, there's just something kind of off about it, you know? Whoop. I feel like there were just other things they could have talked about with this one. But I do like the gimmick of this is like this is like a Saturday morning cartoon. But hold on a sec. They had a character that reminded me of like something specific. Here. This guy. He sort of looks like something you'd see in a Joel Haver cartoon. And if you don't know who Joel Haver is, he is a person who uploads at least once a week. He makes these really good comedy skits, but he does it in a cool style of animation that he actually explained once in a video. He's kind of been trending recently. He has a lot of good goofs and gaffs, so I recommend checking him out. But this guy kind of looks like something he would draw. So, I don't know. It's an interesting looking game. I hope that they keep going with it though. Now there is a new Splatfest coming up. And I think this is a big thing. I don't know what you guys are gonna pick, but personally, I would go with mint chocolate chip. Some people might think that's yucky, but honestly, like that's one of my top three favorite ice creams. So, and also, it's just the stingray will be in charge of that one. I'm pretty sure. So I feel like it's just meant to be because he's adorable. Vanilla's fine. I like strawberry a lot if I have limited options. It's like a safe flavor. But mint chocolate chip, that's when you want to have fun. No, the guy's gonna eat the ink. Okay, this next thing I really want to talk about. This is Detective Pikachu Returns. I think all I have to do is just show this trailer. I think you guys should just watch the trailer.
I hereby proclaim this day the start of Pokemon Friendship Week. Tim Goodman, Pikachu. You two are the ideal detective duo. Disguises are a key part of detective work.
Quit goofing off and investigate.
So much for my coffee.
Okay, this is all I can bear. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like I'm looking at a game that I played when I was like 6 years old. This is it's. I think the concept is great. The idea of being in a city with like Pokemon, I think that's really cool. The Detective Pikachu movie was one of the movies of all time. It was very well animated, but this is like PlayStation 1 graphics. I feel so bad for the people who work on the Pokemon games because it seems like they are very under budgeted, understaffed, and they are very focused on quantity over quality. I wish they would just take 6 years like Breath of the Wild did and develop a new game that actually just looked nice and wasn't riddled with bugs. I don't know. I feel like the more games they upload, the less I trust that they'll even be good. Also, I was kind of confused. I haven't played the first Detective Pikachu game, but I mean, like you hear about these things if you're like in the Nintendo scene, and I don't know. I don't know who Tim Goodman is. I guess it's a good opportunity for me to check. Let's see. Tim Goodman. Okay, so they literally took the guy from the movie and they just changed him. All right. So let's see. Uh Detective Pikachu, the video game. Let's see if Tim Goodman is in that as well. It looks like he is. I see like his little red hoodie. So that's good. At least they kept that consistent, I guess. Okay, it is hard to find images of it, but yeah. It's it's fine. It is definitely fine. It looks like it'll be a fun story. I mean, you can't really go wrong in terms of the story if you've got a talking Pikachu. Although I will say the voice is
So much for my coffee. Something.
oh, so much for my coffee. You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding, and you don't even bring the fucking coffee. That's how it feels. Like, this is a very cute concept. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't give the best feelings. Well, let's see. Well, what do they have next for us here? All right. So they did something pretty cool. So I love this. They have decided to remake Super Mario RPG and turn it into just, we'll give it better graphics. I'm really excited for that. Because I feel like this is one of those games that I didn't exactly grow up with. I kind of came in a little bit too late to enjoy it as like a kid. I didn't have an NES, so the idea of more people getting to experience the story with an updated, kind of graphics look, I feel like that's great. I don't know. I feel like the older graphics kind of have a different charm to them, but I also understand that we want to kind of keep it familiar with the audience. And considering later context, this actually makes a lot of sense. But yeah, it looks really cool. You can, of course, do the RPG stuff. You have all the old characters back. Is he in Smash Bros? So that's coming out in November. But this is the thing I'm excited for. There's going to be a Princess Peach game.
That's right. Princess Peach will star as the main character in a brand new game. When she steps on this particular spot on stage.
Huh? Whoa. What on earth is happening?
That's all we'll show for
Whoa, what on earth is happening? I'm wondering if they're actually doing a sequel to Super Princess Peach. Because that was something I had always wanted ever since I was a kid. I haven't actually beaten Super Princess Peach, I think, but I enjoyed it a lot. I got the DS kind of late into the lifespan, and then the Switch came out kind of shortly after. But I really enjoyed Super Princess Peach, and I always want to play it again. My DS is just dead right now, so I gotta kind of bring it back to life. But this game looks really cute. I'm excited to learn more about it, but I'm not gonna just dive in and say it's gonna be a perfect game. I kind of want to see a little bit more. With this, they also announced that Luigi's Mansion is also getting a remake with better graphics. So I don't know, it kind of feels like a Disney sort of vibe, how they're kind of bringing back all of these older things with newer graphics. I think it works better with video games than with movies, because at least with video games, you're kind of reintroducing a title to a new generation. But on the other hand, I don't think you should take down the entire eShop where these games were perfectly available just to reintroduce it to people. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna be sold at a ludicrously high price, and it's probably not gonna add anything, and if it does, it's probably gonna be through a paid amiibo extension or something. I don't know. Personally, it's kind of an awkward sort of feeling, because I do love Nintendo. I love their games. It's kind of hard to play a bad Nintendo game. But at the same time, their practices are pretty kind of meh, in my opinion. I I just feel like if they're going to, spend all this time and resources developing a Luigi's Mansion game, I don't know. I just feel like having the old one rehashed and the old things rehashed for every console, it just feels sort of disingenuous. Especially considering we already got a Luigi's Mansion for the Switch. I don't know. Maybe you should just sort of let things go. Or, even better, just keep it so that people can play the original. Because this isn't even all the things that they brought back. So then they have a definitive edition of Batman. I don't really know this game. We could do Dance Dance. What's it called? Dance. It's not Dance Dance Revolution. What is this called? What is the game called? Oh, Just Dance. That's it. Yay. They have some really cute RPGs. Now, this one seemed so cool due to just the animation alone. Like, as you watch the trailer, you just see like all of these animation things, but they never really mention it in the promotion. I think if they wanted to promote this game better, they should kind of focus in on the animated bits, because I don't know, it's like you kind of get lost in the sauce with all of the RPGs out there to choose from, and if you're like a new IP, you know, it's going to be kind of hard to catch people's attention sometimes. And I think to stand out from the crowd, you have to have something kind of special. And I say this as sort of a casual observer of the RPG scene. I like RPGs, I just don't play them a lot. It's not exactly my fullest cup of tea, but when I do play them, I enjoy them immensely. But, you know, seeing another game that has so much potential, like, check out this animation. Look at that. That is incredibly detailed and well done. But they don't really talk about it. I mean, they show it, which is at least something, but I feel like they could have, you know, brought more attention to that. Anyway, they have some racing games. This isn't exactly my area. They look cool. I don't know about you guys, but personally, when I watch these things, the indie games don't have me as tightly. It's not like I have an infinite budget over here, so I'm kind of looking for like the big mainstays. But I do try to at least shout out the ones that stood out to me in one way or another, good or bad. And this is actually one of those times where I want to shout something out, because this one is kind of an interesting Pokemon knockoff. But it's Dragon Ball Z inspired. And I also noticed, like, from the very get-go that they had, like, this little tier.
You're going to have to become a monster wrangler.
Like, I don't know, this has, like, I feel infinitely more heart in it than the recent Pokemon installments, even though it doesn't seem to be great looking, I'll be honest. At least I think there's a little bit of passion, but also it kind of still reeks a bit of meh. I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where maybe I'm spoiled by the graphics of today, but it's just anything that's kind of just Pokemon-esque or copying the formula of something else. I don't know. I also realized, like, there's this, like, tier thing here, and I was like, hey, isn't that from, oh gosh, what is the name of it? The guys in Smash Bros. I'm trying to think. Why am I forgetting? It's, the guy's called the hero, literally in the game. I'll just let it play out. But you can see it's literally just Pokemon. I mean, it's got like a cool sort of setting about it, you know? Yeah, Dragon Quest Monsters.
The so-called hero is here.
Wow. So that one's definitely cute. It kind of reminded me of like Dragon Ball Z with like the art style at the start. But yeah, it's definitely adorable.
That was Dragon Quest Monsters, the Dark Prince from Square.
Those guys are so helpful. Now here we go, guys. This is like the big thing. This is like an actual new game. And I have a lot to say about it.
Certain game with plant-like creatures.
Let's take it step by step. So it looks like we're going with the same thing.
As its newest recruit, you'll venture to a mysterious planet with all sorts of life forms.
Ooh.
There, you'll meet plant-like creatures called Pikmin.
It looks like we're going to be following a very similar story structure to the start, but they have a big twist here.
And the adorable rescue pup, Ochi. Good boy.
I love him with my whole heart.
Should you choose to accept it, repair the damaged Rescue Corps spaceship and save any castaways you find.
Now this is a really cool addition. Instead of just like going with you have like a crew and you have to reunite, you literally get to find people, and it's more than just like 2 or 3. There's like a lot in here.
Let's explore together.
I also want to see which Pikmin I can spot. We already have the red, yellow, and blue Pikmin, that's just standard.
Action. Blow your whistle to gather them and have them follow you. Throw your little buds at things and they'll start working for you. Ochi will also prove to be a great canine companion. He can carry items with Pikmin
There's an ice Pikmin there,
or smash obstacles in your way. And if
which is
you
really
have a
cute.
flotation device, well, there you go. Ochi can even stand up to the wildest creatures.
Get a Mochi. No!
Treasures scattered
Oh.
around the planet to fix the spaceship's radar and open up new areas to explore. Excellent.
So that's gonna be an interesting thing. They're gonna go for like, I think this is honestly going to be like a prequel in the series. Because if you looked at like the house, it seemed like relatively put together, and the equipment in the yard looks relatively put together. I don't know. It just seems like it might be at the start because it looks like humanity hasn't totally collapsed yet.
Exploration isn't limited to the surface, though. Why not take the plunge underground?
They did bring back this feature from Pikmin 2.
Different environment awaits. Unusual contraptions. Native creatures.
Ooh.
Even more treasures are around every corner.
This will be a fun one.
You might unexpectedly find some castaways, too. Hey, wait a minute.
Look at this guy. Look at him. And you know where he's from. If you know, you know. In Pikmin 1, there was an alternate ending where Olimar kind of was just grown into a Pikmin, and I think he's back. I think he's here.
This leafy individual just
And there's another
You
dog.
gotta stop him. It's time for a Dandori battle. Embrace the art of Dandori by strategically issuing commands to your Pikmin and Ochi. Collect more objects than your opponent within the time limit to win, and save the castaway.
So they kind of brought back a mode from Pikmin 3 where you would kind of work with your teammates, or you could also compete against them to collect more objects and bring it back to base. And honestly, I'm glad that they're bringing that back because that is a really, really fun challenge mode. And it looks like they're incorporating that like into the main game, which is really cool too.
By rescuing castaways, you'll be able to do more activities back at base camp, which is right next to your spaceship.
And this is the best part. They kind of took a setting similar to more recent games where they kind of have like an upgrade tree. You're gonna see how you can like run more quickly, your doggo could pull more weight.
Train Ochi and teach him new skills. Or build new equipment and items to help make exploration more manageable.
Here, it's like, if we go back,
Build new equipment and items.
we have a headlamp plus, so I guess we're gonna be able to see better. It looks like we'll become shock proof, and we can make Ochi shock proof, we can make ourselves faster, fireproof, ice proof. It's gonna be really cool to see all the options we have, and I think this adds a whole other layer of of depth into the game that we just didn't have in previous Pikmin games.
Items to help make exploration more manageable. For the first time in the Pikmin series, you can eventually set out.
I mean, look at all these people that you have down here. Like, I wonder how many you're gonna have in total and how many things you can upgrade and how many players in theory you could have. Because let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe 11, but I think 10. And that's just what we see in the trailer alone. We could probably safely assume that there's going to be more added throughout the game. So I would say, well, maybe we could have like local multiplayer, like up to 8 people or something. That would be really cool.
For night expeditions,
Oh, and yeah,
there's a cat.
now we get to go around at night.
Nightfall sends creatures into a frenzy. So
The creatures get a little bit quirky at night.
stay alert. Thankfully, you'll come across the new glow Pikmin, which only appear at night.
Ooh.
Find luminols that produce valuable glow sap. These mounds also attract various wildlife, so use glow Pikmin to drive them away and protect the luminols.
So it's like a tower defense mode at night, it seems.
Many more surprises await on this uncharted planet.
Okay, whoa. Rock Pikmin are confirmed. Whoop. Purple Pikmin are
Many
confirmed.
more surprises await
Yeah, purple, ice, yellow,
on this uncharted planet.
rock Pikmin,
But with the
obviously the glow
Oki
Pikmin,
by your side, no challenge is too big or too
winged Pikmin, and poison Pikmin are back.
small. Pikmin 4.
I'm pretty sure that's every Pikmin type accounted for from the previous games and the new ones, because we have our standard red, yellow, blue. They're across all of the games. Obviously, red's immune to fire, yellow's immune to electricity, and also can be thrown higher, and blue is waterproof. Ooh. Then you have winged Pikmin. They came out in Pikmin 3. They can fly. And rock Pikmin, who can, of course, break glass and ice. But also you have ice Pikmin in this game, so I wonder if rock Pikmin can't break ice anymore. I don't know. Of course, you have the purple Pikmin, who are very strong. I believe they're worth 10 Pikmin, so they're really good at carrying things, but they're kind of slow. And then you have the poison Pikmin, who will just damage enemies over time. They can be really useful. And of course, the addition of the glow and the ice Pikmin, I'm excited to see how they could be used in different situations. Freezing over water will probably be a cool puzzle to solve. I love this type of game. I'm really excited to play it, especially on stream. So you guys can look forward to that in the future. But it comes out, honestly, like relatively soon. Like everything else seems to come out like after October. But this one comes out sooner, so I'm pretty excited. It's a next month thing. It's literally a month away. Oh my gosh. I am so excited. So I'll see if I can play this on stream.
In past Pikmin games, you had to return to your spaceship before sundown. However, in this latest entry, you can now venture out at night.
So yeah, the new Pikmin game is looking really cool.
Includes
So they're re-releasing all the Metal Gear Solids with some more lore.
onslaught of monsters and more.
Now this one's cool.
To play music,
They have a pigeon game.
feathers, and
It's called Headbangers Rhythm Royale.
copy the leader's
You get to do all sorts of cute little mini games, and you get to be a cute little pigeon. I love it.
a newly animated friend. In this
Now this one's adorable.
adventure from the team behind Sonic Mania, you'll explore the bright and colorful world of Macaroon and help Penny and Yo-Yo escape the clutches of the grouchy Emperor Eddie.
I feel like this one's gonna be a really cool game. I mean, if the people behind Sonic Mania made it, then I feel like there's a level of quality guaranteed. At least a level of fun guaranteed, you know? So I'm excited to see where that goes.
Perform stylish acrobatic tricks.
And it's so creative too, like having a yo-yo be your means of traversal, and it's such an interesting looking character. This seems like a really exciting game. I like it.
Avoid Eddie's massive horde of pushy penguins. Power up Yo-Yo to protect Penny from foul play. You can also put your speed running skills to the test in time attack mode to unlock special items, complete secret stages, and more.
Someone's just gonna go like through all of the walls in the game.
This is your big break.
But this one definitely stood out to me.
Take the stage. Course Pass DLC
Alright,
for Mario Kart
now let's talk about the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe
to Nintendo
Booster
Switch
Pass.
Summer. Active Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack members can enjoy this DLC at no additional cost. The DLC can also be purchased on its own.
So what we're getting from this is going to be 3 new characters and at least one course.
Course is racing into Wave 5 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass DLC. Introducing Squeaky Clean Sprint. More characters are also being added. From Mario Kart Double Dash, PD Piranha.
I think a lot of people are gonna like PD Piranha being back.
Mario Kart 7, Wiggler.
Honestly, it's like I only play as like the same few characters, typically Isabelle, Peach, Rosalina, occasionally the Mii character. I think I thought that Wiggler was already in the game, but hey, he's here now!
And from Mario Kart Tour, Kamek.
Comic. I have to play as him at least once. I mean, he's a wizard.
5 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
So that was definitely pretty cute. We only got one confirmed course, but I mean, there has to be more, right? Like, they can't just release like one course in a cup, unless this is their plan. So I wonder if there's gonna be other courses that are just entirely new. Uh-oh. Hold on a sec. I had an alarm set in case I didn't wake up. But yeah, I have I don't know. I feel like if they haven't shown the other courses, they're either going to be beloved favorites of the community, or they're just so unnoteworthy. Like it's gonna be one extreme or the other. I mean, I'm gonna trust them, and I'm going to assume that the other courses will be there, or they'll be revealed in time, and it'll be something really exciting. Because I feel like they're kind of holding back on us a little bit with this direct.
Booster Course game, complete with new graphics that fuse 2D and 3D. Is
So we have Star Ocean,
Wario style.
but now we have a new Wario game.
Ready for more micro game mayhem in the latest WarioWare game. Hold 2 Joy-Con controllers, then action.
This looks really cute.
Take on a flurry of lightning-fast micro games. What you do and how you move depends on the micro game. React quickly with the right movement. Beyond the road to victory.
Wait.
Micro game.
Did you guys see him?
With the right
Look at this dude. I love him. He is so proud of himself, as he should be. Look at that little turtle guy. I love him.
movement, and you'll be on the road to victory.
And also, it's cool that they have like Mario and Pikmin mini games.
Play with a friend in local co-op. Sync up your actions to beat each micro game. Plus, up to 4 players can live it up across various mini games in party mode. For example, this dicey board game is going to keep you on your toes. Get your body moving in over 200 lightning-fast micro games.
Yeah, that's awesome.
In WarioWare, Move It! Launching on the Nintendo Switch system November 3rd. Pre-orders begin today on
Yeah, WarioWare has a big cult following, so I'm not gonna be surprised if people really enjoy this. But there is always a chance that because, you know, it's motion controls based, people might not like it as much. it kind of makes me want to talk a little bit about Nintendo Switch Sports, which has been received. I don't think a lot of people like it that much. It kind of has lost the soul of the original like Wii Sports. And it kind of seems sort of buggy. But like at the same time, it's not like the Wii motion controls were perfect, and a lot of people enjoyed that too. So in terms of how this one's going to be received, I would imagine a lot of people are excited. But, you know, when you base your whole game around a concept that involves something kind of tricky like motion controls, especially when the Joy-Cons drift, they have a lot of software issues. You know, it's kind of tricky. But I think they'll pull through.
Nintendo eShop.
I think we need a GIF of that. I think this part alone is like the peak of the viewing experience.
Why aren't you saying anything?
He was so into it, I didn't want to interrupt. Anyway, this is the latest WarioWare game.
Good job, Nintendo.
In on-site tournaments and participate in a
There's going to be a tournament in person. That's really cool. Now this I'm excited for. Look at how adorable this game is. This, like, the little... this hat flaps around, and... they got the big old hippo. It's so cute. And so well animated. It looks so smooth to play. Now I'm gonna say something. A lot of people don't like it when they release a 2D Mario. Because, you know, they want to see our Mario Odyssey 2, they want to see Mario Galaxy again, they want to see, you know, other, like, 3D platformers. But hear me out on this. I think the 2D Marios are a really important part of the Nintendo franchise, because a lot of the reason that we're so invested in the Mario franchise is because we all grew up with having our own Mario game. For me, it was Super Mario Bros. Wii. For you, it might have been something different. A lot of people had 3D Land on the DS, but a lot of people, you know, like, everybody kind of had a different experience with Mario. But I feel like at the core of it, everybody had, like, that one 2D platformer Mario that's, like, you know, what they played on their way to school, or played at school, or played at home after the day of school, or, you know, just being a young kid and having that. It's a good experience, and I feel like every generation kind of needs their own Mario. And, you know, over time they improve the mechanics. I mean, the graphics on this one are really adorable. Like, they really just put a lot of heart and soul into this one, I feel. I mean, like, these guys have roller skates on. I love that. And they also do something really cool with this that I love. I mean, they always have some type of gimmick. I wonder what happens if you just ignore it. But that adds like a little bit of a layer of complexity. Do you take the goofy thing or not, you know? And look at that, that's so stylistic. And you get to be different creatures. Like, this is really cool. And I think if people hate on this one, they're not really being fair, because I think this is honestly a really excellent one. And you get to play as Luigi, you get to play as Peach, you get to play as Toad, and you get to play as Daisy. You never get to play as Daisy in the other ones. Like, I think they genuinely listened to, like, the criticisms of previous games. You know, you have to play as Mario in like, all of them. I mean, that makes sense. But just the fact that now you can play as different characters with their different abilities, even if you're alone, I feel like that's a big thing. And, I mean, come on, they have, like, this whole cute concept, the art style is really unique. I mean, look at it, look at how animated just this one random enemy is. and you could just like push against the pipe. Like, that's adorable. I think this is honestly gonna be a really great game. I love it. It might be a simple concept, but I think they actually really took it somewhere this time. Which honestly I'm really happy to see. Okay, I need to actually go back for a second. Hold on. Okay, I remember when I was like watching the direct and I heard that time to fly, I was like, did Mario's voice actor change? Oh no. Even Peach has her own little cap, like there's so many cute details now. Like, I'm really excited for this one. And you know that the story's gonna be interesting, because look at these guys! Like, who are they? Like, I love that. I love this game. This looks adorable. This is like a little apple. And now the game's a perfect 10. We have Elephant Mario now. Like, it doesn't get better than this. Classic.
That was the brand new 2D side-scrolling Mario game, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. When you touch a Wonder Flower, expect the unexpected.
Yeah, like this game's really cute. But that was basically the direct. I didn't go over everything, but there actually is one game I wanted to touch on. I'll see if I can find it. Just really quick. Yeah, here. There's this game called Pyla. It came like out in between. It's a free-to-play Animal Crossing style game with exploration and things going on in the background.
Or just kick back and relax at home. How you live is entirely up to you. What kind of coziness will you choose?
I'm honestly just surprised that it's free to play, because this looks like a really well made game. Now, of course, if it's free to play, that typically comes with the drawback of there's a lot of like paid content or paid DLC that goes into it. So it's definitely something to keep your eyes peeled for, because you never know. But I definitely thought it looked cute at first glance. Maybe we'll hear more about it in the future, unless it's already out.
Is free to play and launches on Nintendo Switch
Okay.
this holiday.
This holiday. So it's coming out later. Maybe they'll end up charging something for it, you never know. But it should be free to play. I feel like they would want to stick with that thing if they stress it. But yeah, other than that, yes, the direct as a total, I feel like it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was disappointing, because there were a few games that really caught my attention. And you know, I feel like you can't really include the indie games if your heart isn't set on getting them in the first place too much, but even some of the indie games like caught my eye. But honestly, I think the biggest takeaway is that Pokemon as a franchise is in kind of a weird state right now. Like, I think they have really cute concepts. I think they have really, frankly, some of the most interesting concepts. I mean, it's so easy to have an interesting world when it's full of like these cool, cute creatures that you can fight with and you can, you know, just live amongst. But instead, you know, it's kind of drawn back a bit by either graphics that look like they came out in 2003, which, you know, you could argue that there's nothing wrong with that, and that's true, but it feels less of an art style decision and more of a rushed decision. Like, you have to imagine, if Pokemon is as successful as, you know, it seems to be, they would have the budget to make, top quality games. Like, if you look at the Mario